What's up, y'all? Polo Sports Talking Entertainment. Back again with another one. Let's just go ahead and dive right into this. Now, because of the sensitivity of this topic right here, I'm gonna uh, keep it YouTube friendly. Okay. And because of the sensitivity to the 13 victims that were shot and the 10 uh, that were killed, uh, I'm also going to limit some things on what I say. But I got to pose this question, okay? I have to pose this question. Was this more racially motivated or more government motivated or possibly even both? Because if we look over the course of history, and I'm not motivated by conspiracy theories like that, but we also have to look at design, and we also have to look at program, how this United States of America is programmed for stuff to take place. Um, I find it odd for a lot of reasons. Okay, because he wasn't from Buffalo, wasn't from there, um, and the fact that he drove all the way down there, then on top of that, having everything on video, it doesn't make any sense. And also, it's like you're giving that individual a chance, a chance when it comes to apprehending him. Now, what's up with it, Stephen? I see you in the building. You said salute, Polo. I'm very upset about happened. This sad. This is sad and racist crime. The killing needs to end. The suspect need to be in an electric chair. Well, that unfortunately, Stephen, is not. It's not left up to us. If it was left to us, or left up to us, I'm quite sure a lot of them would have the same mindset. But we do have to dig into this deeper. Now, I often look at uh, what took place with George Floyd. And I know that that has a lot of holes in it too as well. And I look at that, and I look at certain mass shootings that have taken place, over the course of time, and you have to think to yourself, especially when you put two and two together. Now, before I go any further, I do want to give a shout out to LVZ NBA Talk, because he was the first one in the LDBC community that had laid this out on the line and put everybody on game. So make sure you go subscribe to LVZ NBA Talk. He is the general of the LDBC community, and uh, definitely woke, and definitely will pick your logic apart. So shout out to him. Said the USA is supposed to be the best country in the world. What happened in New York proved me wrong. USA means the United States of Assassination, or also the United States of America, and also the United States of Assassination. Yeah, that's facts. True. Stephen Green. I think it's government motivation because of the mainstream media. Look at New York subway shooting. Yeah, exactly, exactly. You know, look, we don't like to look at it from this, but now it gives them something to talk about because look at what has died down. Okay, they want to jump on something and perpetuate fear each and every time, especially when we talk about the media. That's the whole news plan is to perpetuate fear. Okay, now don't get me wrong, shit does happen. Okay, I want to make that very clear. It does take place, but you also have to think to yourself, okay, just this happening out of nowhere, this taking place in a supermarket with a guy, uh, you know, shooting people, pinpoint precision. Okay, and I really hate to put it that way, but in a way, you also have to look at it like this. This is your time to prepare. Look, I'm telling people right now. Okay, I'm telling you right now. All right, and if I get shadow banned because of this, like I've already been, and my channel flag, whatever. Okay, I don't care, man. I'm doing this for my people. I'm letting you know right now. I'm letting you know right now. Luda Ryder, hey, I'm gonna let you. Hey, if you want to hop in here, me and Luda Ryder have talked. Me, Luda Ryder, T Price, you know, James. I've I've had conversations about this with all my LDBC brothers, even Goat Mike. Okay, I've had conversations about this. You have got to get prepared. And if you're on your own, prepare yourself. If you have a family, you have an obligation to prepare yourself, not just from a armor standpoint and a physical standpoint, but also you got to arm yourself with knowledge. You got to arm yourself with knowledge. And no doubt, Lou, hey, make sure y'all go subscribe to the homeboy Lou the Rider Sports. We got each other's back around here. At least I got the fellas back. You know what I'm saying? They got mine. But everybody thinks that I'm just talking. Look, a lot of our problem, man, is that we're being like, ah, no, that'll never happen. Ah, man, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and put it past them. Look, I don't put shit past any. I don't put shit past anything or anybody. Because if we're looking at it, if we're looking at it from a standpoint of, oh yeah, could this possibly happen? Could this possibly take place? Could this be for real? Could they have planned this? Oh hell yes! Especially in this day and time, whenever they don't have something to talk about, because think about it, they're not talking about. Listen, they went from several different situations like a roller coaster, talking about it one after another. And when I when I say that, I mean, okay, first they went from the police. I'm sorry about that. The COVID. Okay, of course, right? COVID, and then also then government shutdown, riots. Okay, they stopped. They put the COVID on the back burner. Okay, riots about opening up the country again. Then it sloped back up to close that door. They went right back to uh, talking about food shortages and stuff like that that was taking place. People, not able to go to work and people getting fired, well, people losing their jobs and not able to go to work and all that other stuff. Then it went to the jab. Okay, they made a case about that. Then in the midst of that, talking about the jab and the development of the jab, then guess what? Then they were talking about all these crimes that were taking place. Of course, the George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? It went on that. It put that on the back burner. And then that went for a while. Then the riots had happened, in which some people thought that was a big old plan because of stuff that was seeming odd. People that weren't even a part of the, I'm gonna just say ABC group, the other ABC crew. You know what I'm saying? It has to do with colors. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to talk in code here. They seem to be spray painting stuff and throwing rocks in businesses and stuff like that just to get something amplified, which had nothing to do with protesting. You understand what I'm saying? You said the New York shooter hated white people. The New York, yeah, it does go both ways, and it's sad that we live in this society where it does go both ways. But like I said, there's always it. You can't sit up here and say that there's not a motive that's taking place. Okay, you said Walmart is low on toilet paper and paper towel. Well, yeah, we understand that a lot of shortages have been happening. And if you looked at the video that Pastor Dow, shout out to him, Pastor Dow and Elder Rufus, if you looked at the videos of when he's talking about and giving game and giving knowledge on what's been taking place in the country in terms of food shortages and things of that nature, then you'll understand that that was bound to happen, Stephen. Not only just food shortages, but gas prices and cosmetic toiletry items and stuff like that, shelves being empty and stuff like that. We've already talked about that. Lou and I have already talked about this. I've been on gas a long time ago. This ain't no secret. This was planned to happen and everything was pre-planned. And people don't like to hear this. We have to understand that. We have to understand that. Listen, don't sit up here and say stuff like, "Oh yeah, a gun is too dangerous," or learning to equip yourself is too dangerous. What's up with it, Tay Cox? I see you in the building. You know, being watchful where you at. As I told Memphis earlier, in Texas, man, don't be surprised if you see a dude with a holster right there, walking around Walmart. It doesn't mean that he's an official. It doesn't mean that he's a part of law enforcement or anything like that. He just happens to be protecting himself, and he's got legal right to carry that. Getting Biden out of office is not. Listen, I want to make that clear too. Getting Biden out of office, Slinky, that's not going to solve the problem. We know that. Listen, you can have Biden in there. You can have anybody in there. You could have, you know, any of these people in there. They have an agenda. They have an agenda. Now you got to develop your own agenda. As your listen, with your family, with your people, with y'all being around and stuff like that. Think about it, man. Listen, it's illegal for people to be in a lot of places for multiple people, a group of like 3 or 4 people of the same color, especially depending on what color you are. It's illegal for them to stand around. Why? Because they are thinking that we are planning something. It's illegal to do that. So you could be planning something, planning an escape route, planning how to protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? Doing what the Black Panther Party did, right? Doing what groups like the NAACP did, doing what the Civil Rights Movement did. Actually trying to build. But see, they don't mind us, going something that is gang related. You know what I'm saying? They don't mind that. The government wants that. They want us to cause terror. They want us to shoot each other. They don't want us to build up one another because it's strength in numbers. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna go down that road. I'm not gonna go down that road. But I will say this, like I said, I don't put nothing past anybody. And I've never been the one to trust the higher ups. I've never been one to trust the officials. I've never been one to trust this person or trust that person. Now you better trust your own. You have to read. And not see, that's what I want y'all to understand. Okay. Don't just Google stuff, because a lot of that stuff that you find on Google and stuff like that, they'll lead you astray. No, actually crack a book open. Actually go to the library. Actually research this stuff. But see, we don't do that. And that's gonna do nothing but lead you astray. Lead you astray. We have to ask ourselves the question: Was this racially motivated? Was this government motivated, or was it both? Was it a combination of both? Because me myself personally, I think it was a little bit of both. They don't have nothing to go on right now because we got little kids getting killed out here. We got shootings that are happening in schools. We have to ask ourselves that question. Learn certain things. Learn survival techniques. But more importantly, man, instill that in the people that are around you. Like I said, some of y'all are young. Some of y'all haven't even reached the age of 25 yet. Those are the best years to learn. And you sitting on, yes, the computer, technology, uh, you know, devices, what we have access to nowadays. It's a powerful thing. It's very powerful, but it's not a necessity. And more importantly, it's not a necessity as much as what your survival skills is. Because listen, listen, there's people out here that get laughed at for taking tactical training courses. There's people getting laughed at because they might be 50 or 60 years old because they're taking martial arts instruction. They're also taking, they're also getting their bodies in shape and stuff like that. There's people getting laughed at because they're out there going out there in nature, being able to learn how to build fires, being able to learn how to chop wood. But those same people that you're laughing at, and those same people that you're waving off and stuff like that, you're gonna be going to them in a crisis like this. In a crisis like this, you need to learn how to equip yourself and be smart. Don't just be. Don't, what's up with it, think tank? I see you in the building. Don't be just book smart. Be be uh be street smart too. Hey, y'all moderators, get that motherfucker up out of here. Y'all mods do your job. Come on, man. That's why y'all got wrenches. Get that motherfucker up out of here. I don't tolerate no foolishness on my fucking channel. Get that motherfucker up out of here. Billy Bowes. Yeah, exactly, Tank. Look, don't worry about don't worry about don't worry about uh your material things, right? Don't worry about your material things. Don't worry about, even, and I know this is gonna sound sad. Don't worry about even how you look. Worry about surviving, man. Worry about what you're gonna do. Don't worry about no plan A to plan D. Worry about the next alphabet that comes along. Because in a heightened situation, you're not gonna be. No, no, hey, listen, Buster Rhymes had said a long time ago. All these, listen. Shout out to Nola Boy. Shout out to James. Okay, Nola Boy Sports and News. Okay, haven't chopped it up with him in a while, but in the conversation that I was having with James a while back, he said that they put stuff out in the movies, in the videos, for a reason. And to that point, the reason why I'm telling you this is because Buster Rhymes had said this a long time ago, that it's not safe anymore. You think he was just saying that? You think he was making all these albums? He got an album called Anarchy. You think that that's by coincidence? No. Like I was telling Memphis before, you can't go to the grocery store. You listen, a grocery store and a market was supposed to be a place of of peace, man. Used to be. Hell, my wife, she goes to the grocery store just to get away from the household, just to get away from us. She'll go do her shopping. She'll go do this and do that. Now, here's the kicker. And think Tank, you're married. Steven, you about to get married. And for those of y'all that are in relationships or whatever, man, if you go to the gun range, if you go somewhere, if you going to anywhere, man, take your wife with you. Oh no, I'm afraid to do this. I'm afraid to do that. Make her ass not afraid. Because as the man of the house, your job is to do what? You the gatekeeper. You got to protect and you got to provide. I don't give a fuck how young you are. Yeah, block him. That's what I'm saying. Block him, Stephen Green, if you haven't already. I already got it. That photo. The government wants white people and black people to hate each other. Exactly. They've always wanted that. And look, like I said, I don't. I have Caucasian people in my family. Matter of fact, I got uh, three three in-laws that are married into our family that are Caucasian, and then I also got several Latinos. So I'm not racist, but at the same token, get out of here with that coon shit. That's why I had to chastise the motherfucker the other day for saying some shit like that to me. You know what I'm saying? Listen, just because I don't get down with the racist shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not stupid. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. I live in a good old boy state, and I've dealt with racism all the time. And check a motherfucker quick. My household is black. You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm not gonna judge people for getting with anybody else or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And disrespect people, by saying swirling and all this other stuff. If that's your thing, that's your thing. But not over here. I wasn't motivated to bring a white girl into my mom's household. That wasn't my motivation. But was I going to sit up there and not talk to somebody because that was their preference? No, absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? That's your thing. That's your thing. And I'm not even going to sit up there and school them and be like, okay, this could happen, that could happen. Look, you made your own damn decision, but I know I'm going to equip myself. No, well, you said last week they had a shooting here, a freaking target inside the store. Yeah, and listen, no one got killed, but it's wild now. But see, that there's shootings going all over the place, and they're not talking about it. You said my wife is scared to go to the government. Hey, Stephen, force her to go because you have to really listen. It's your job as a man to say, hey, look, and you got to put it in perspective, Stephen. You have to say, okay, what if somebody comes in there, I'm not there, and they attack you? You understand what I'm saying? Because it's happening now. They and it won't be just robbers or anything like that. It'll be actually it could be some officials that come in. Oh, they made a mistake and everything. Next thing you know, that's somebody's demise. Yeah, good old boy states, well, in Confederate states, got our own damn government, and which has not changed. The only thing that's great here is, hey, look, okay, it's like cell therapy, Stephen, and especially Tank, cell therapy with Goody Mob. Okay, don't listen. Let the motherfuckers laugh at you for going to go get some land. Let them laugh at you. If you go to them folks, them white folks, be like, look, I want some land, even if it's like a small, limited amount of acres. Say I want to buy a piece of that. I guarantee you they'll start probing you, questioning you, all this other stuff, as if you were getting ready to buy a car and all this other stuff. They're gonna try to hit you with all this other stuff because they don't want you to have that property. Because guess what? When you have that property, right, and on that's in your name, you could put no trespassing on there. You can put no trespassing on anything. If you have no trespassing in front of your house, in front of your gate, or something like that, guess what? You're giving people fair warning. If you come up in this motherfucker, I have the right. I have that right to click clack. Yeah, AR-15. Me, well, you know, it's good to learn how to, and people are going to disagree with me. It's good to learn how to shoot Russian artillery. It's good to learn how to shoot that shit. If you're scared of guns, if you don't like the sound and all this other stuff, man, like I told you, man, get you something small, and then grow into it. If you're because it's you listen. I tell anybody this. Look, do you want to survive? You can't listen. You're not gonna be at that stop, drop, and roll shit. That's not, man. Look, that's elementary shit. Survey where you at. If you got people in the military that you know, listen. If you got people, shoot, that's been on the streets, ask them questions. Ask them questions. Although, what's interesting, some of our folks are scared of guns attached to other groups. Started training in elementary school. Exactly. 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 Think and see. You laughing at the Asians. You laughing at the Cambodians. You laughing at the Iraq, Middle Eastern guys. All these people that when you go into the Arab stores and stuff, you think that they're just training their kids how to do stuff business wise behind those counters. No, they're teaching them survival tactics because anybody could come in there and guess what, and rob you. That's why you see a lot of guys that are willing to do those crazy jobs. And I often think about menace to society, or well, don't be a menace while drinking your juice in the hood. It's an old movie, Think Tank, and everybody. Stephen Green might know what I'm talking about. There's a couple of you guys that are older, but they made a joke about Marlon Wayne. He said, "What you say about my mama?" You know what I'm saying, and all that. And he was like, "Do we have a problem?" and all that other bullshit. And he, the guy, he figured he was a different race. He said, "Oh, you was about to shoot me? Because if you was," and then he had a big old weapon. He had all these weapons and stuff like that. Even their family had weapons. You understand what I'm saying? My answer, I have a private. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, hey, I had a motherfucker try to come in. Oh man, you country. Shh. You call me country all day. You could call niggas from Georgia country all day. Man, we more city than what you think. And check this out. That shit, listen, this is another thing too. Can you survive? Like, can you survive if the powers that be cut shit off? If we stop talking to each other right now on the cell phone, if you don't have a cell phone, can, if we didn't have cell phones and all of our cell phones stop operating right now, can you imagine? Can you imagine how many people would be going in a frenzy? I wouldn't, because guess what? I would be prepared and I would learn how to do something else, because we've become too reliant on social media. Yeah, exactly. Tactical training. Look, my cousins, listen, y'all might look at them and they tall stallions, thick and pretty and all this other stuff, but don't get it twisted, run up on them. Because we not, the cousins and the uncles and the strong black men ain't gonna be around them 24/7. You know what I'm saying? A couple of them single and stuff like that. You don't think that people are gonna try to test them? while they not around or whatever. If you got daughters, dog, you need to learn how to teach. Don't oh she's a girl and da 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 da. Nah, not where I'm at. The girls will square up with you in a heartbeat, and they pretty. Knew a female man. She went into the military. You know what I'm saying? You know, military had a reputation for females liking to, be rough and all this other stuff. You know, not her. She was built differently. She still wanted to keep her sexy and everything, but didn't mind squaring up and laying niggas out too. That was twice her size. And I had to ask her, I said, man, who taught you how to fight? She said, pretty much her whole family, naming off Marines, Navy, just naming them off, naming off military, were thrown in there, and that's just that goes back to the point what Slinky was saying about kids in Texas learning how to shoot before they can walk. There's nothing wrong with it. Oh, I don't, like Jada Pickett said in Menace Society, I don't want my son learning how to pull drive-bys and all this other stuff. Kane had a point. You got to survive out here, because if somebody run up, there's kids that are killing kids. This generation have never written a letter or opened an encyclopedia just to know about us. Well, not in our household. I make my daughter write, both of my daughters, and my son getting started. Yeah, they're in their tablets and stuff like that, but make them learn how to write. You got to force that, because they got to have multiple ways of doing things. Versatility is a must. Say country people know how to survive. We're not materialistic. Understand enemies way different, because we live by them, especially in country. And so exactly, it's all about knowing how to read. Listen, everybody thinks that, oh yeah, well, I'm from the city, da 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 da, all this other stuff. That doesn't mean anything, because if you go to Atlanta, who you think is moving down to Atlanta? Who you think coming to Atlanta? Who you think coming to Florida and Miami? They call Miami country. Believe it or not. But if you go there, you're gonna get hit. You're gonna get hit with. You're gonna be sadly mistaken, because they move really really fast out in that bitch. Don't fast pace. They don't give a fuck. Listen, man, you will have your. It's like what Cuckoo Cow say. In my projects, man, he was talking about how, you bring your car there, man, next to your car be gone, be stripped, you know what I'm saying? Be somebody else be rolling around with it, and you be like, man, what the fuck? Car gone. You can have every type of lock on that bitch and try to do all this other stuff on there and stuff like that, man. It don't matter. There's ways around that. You forget that people in the hood, they done been in the military. They done been mechanics. They know how to strip a car down. They know how to do this type of stuff or whatever. You know what I'm saying? There's bums that have high IQs. And they all speaking in code, and they all on one accord. These guys are paying these guys off to do whatever if they see an out of towner or something like that coming there, because they know that they know that they fresh. They're gonna jump on that right away. They're gonna be like, oh man, this guy, he's not from here. I can already tell that he don't know how to defend himself. I can already tell that they've never been in a sticky situation. I can already tell. You understand what I'm saying? But people don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear the real. I'm going to give you the real. Now, I know the game is fitting to come on, but think to yourself. And look, I'm going to leave you with this. This isn't over. Let's not be shocked about any more. I look for LVZ NBA Talk to put out plenty more of similar situations like this that are going to be taking place, because it's going to happen. And also you got to question it, but also be prepared on your own. Prepare yourself and arm yourself with your knowledge, both mentally and physically, and also psychologically and spiritually too, because that works too. Polo Sports Talking Entertainment. Like the video, share, subscribe, hit the notifications that you're notified. Till then, man, I'll get at y'all later.